What is it with William McKinley that Trump is so interested in? And it would appear that Donald Trump probably just like read a book about McKinley and then, or not even, he doesn't really read. He probably watched a video or heard something about McKinley and decided this is the guy he's going to base his entire presidential persona on. So I dove into it a little bit, not a ton, trying to figure out the connection between Donald Trump and William McKinley. And last time I looked at this, I was like, what bad shit did he do? And it turns out William McKinley was really known in the Gilded Age. He was, I believe, the last president within the Gilded Age. Very well known for implementing loads of tariffs that rose the cost of goods for everybody, and it basically turned the people against him. I don't know if Trump got to that part in the video or the book where it turned, all the tariffs turned the people against William McKinley, but I hope he ends up finding out shortly. Anyhow, there's more connections. Many times during Donald Trump's campaigns, he kept reminding everybody that he's going to bring America back to the time when America was the richest it's ever been. The 1890s. We're going to get us back to there. There was more wealth in this country in the 1890s than there ever was in history. That happens to be what I looked up. Was the same exact time that William McKinley was president. Okay, so we're making some connections, right? The 1890s, Donald Trump said there was more wealth in this country than we've ever had in the 1890s. Oh, and that happens to be when William McKinley was the president. Oh, and he was the Tariff president, right? What else happened in that period? Oh, guess what? The 1890s, that's what they call the Gilded Age. This was a time in the American history where there was more wealth disparity than any other time. Yes, there was more wealth in this country in the 1890s for the wealthy, right? There was fewer rich people with a larger sum of all of the money and a smaller sum for the rest of the United States than ever before in our history. That's what that time he keeps referencing was the Gilded Age. And if you look in history, and actually now it's starting to come back in politics and a lot of the news sources, people are bringing back the old term robber baron, right? And that's what they would call what is essentially our today's billionaires were the robber barons of the Gilded Age. Like the Rockefellers. Everybody remembers Rockefeller as one of the most famous businessmen names in American history. I believe they're responsible for a lot of things, even the railroads, I think. I'm not sure. So there was like a handful of ultra wealthy people during that time. They obviously used child labor. There were no labor laws. Underpaying employees. Like the disparity in wealth during that time was more than we've ever seen in history. The poor were uber poor, and the rich were a small group of people that were uber rich. They were the robber barons, they were the wealthy, and that is the time that Trump keeps reminding us of. While we're at it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All of The Good Truth on YouTube, obviously at The Good Truth, here on Twitch at The Good Truth, everywhere you can find us at The Good Truth. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.